welcome to Pint-Sized OCR, the only podcast in the world dedicated to junior obstacle course racing and produced by UK OCR. And here's your hosts, Libby Joyce and Finlay Greenleaf.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Pint-Sized OCR. Today we go beyond our norm in a special episode as we adventure across the border to a land above England. That's right everyone, put your kilts on. Welcome to our Scottish special.
There we go, we're back.
Yes.
Feels like, to be fair, it does feel like it's been a while.
It has been, in fairness. We've been away, start the new year, but there we go. We're back on it for another episode.
We have, because I've been in Kuwait doing a race. What else has happened since we've?
I've been in Essex in the rain and the misery and the cold. So yeah, that was nice. Well, you having a good time abroad?
To be fair, it was nice. It was sunny, but it was also freezing cold because of the wind.
I feel about to try and mock me more. There's it was sunny, it was lovely, just to further rub salt in the wounds. No,
I'm not that
that's
mean.
good. That's good.
But yeah, where do we start?
Should we start with your big news, or would you?
Why not? So it's actually been announced as to the day we're filming this, which is quite cool. So I am going to be national, for God's sake.
Libby, this is your title. This is your role. You've got to know your own role.
Alan cut it out. I forgot the name of it. This is just I did this on the podcast with Alan. I literally forgot the name of the country. I said the wrong country.
I saw that I thought I saw it on Instagram as well. You saying what you talk about for Spartan, yeah?
No, for the Metal Games.
Oh, Kuwait, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I said no. Yeah, it was Kuwait. And guess where I said?
Croatia?
No.
Abu
Qatar.
Dhabi? Oh, Qatar.
Tell me how that's similar.
I don't know.
Okay, go again from you saying
your news.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll start with your news then, Libby. I know you've got some exciting news, haven't you?
Yeah, so it's actually come out today as we're filming this. So I am going to be the national leader for the UK at the Spartan European Championships in Finland.
Exciting.
So yeah, I was actually really, really happy. Like, not happy. I was happy, obviously, but I was also quite shocked when they reached out and asked me if I wanted to be the national leader for the UK, and I took it up because I thought, why not go for it? Because it's something that I don't know if I've seen it before, but I really, really like the idea of it. So if anyone wants to know anything about the Spartan European Championships or wants to know anything, contact me on Instagram and I'll answer any questions that you have. So yeah.
What are your duties in that then? You got to sing like Rule Britannia, God Save the King, like.
yeah. So I'm gonna do the flag at the Parade of Nations, and then basically if like anyone has any questions, and then when we get there, I've got to like kind of gather everyone together for the Parade of Nations, and all of that. So yeah.
Do you get a captain's armband as well, like football, or nothing like that?
No, I don't think so.
That's a shame. We should have them in OCR, I think, like a special, like little change to kit for our captain, like a little armband. That'd be nice. Proper.
That would be.
But yeah, very, very exciting news. I have. You all right?
Sorry, I'm just here.
This further proves that with dogs barking, we're not in a studio, we're not professional, and that is clearly shown by the interruptions of our furry friends. But we'll continue on and ignoring that interesting interruption. I've also got news, not as major, and I don't know how this has happened. I don't know how to even transition into it because I don't know how it's happened. But both me and two mates of mine are now doing a half marathon for charity, dressed as bananas, which is it's appealing. You could say that as the first banana joke I've got for the day. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Doing it for the brain tumor charity. It's obviously a real major charity who are helping people across the world affected with brain tumors and brain cancer. And we really want to make an impact. So we're challenging ourselves with something that is just different and something that we haven't even fully imagined how hard it's going to be. We're runners, we all run, we know what it's like, but
Yeah.
not a half marathon just as a banana. So who knows? We might slip up along the way, but as banana pun number two.
Yeah.
But
Oh my
yes,
God.
you didn't catch the first one. Appealing, really.
No, I did catch the first one, but I just didn't find it that funny.
I was upset that you didn't say
I'm
anything.
sorry.
But
I'm sorry. I laugh at every other joke coming up.
everyone who's listened to this realized that I laughed at my own joke there because you didn't. So I had to go a little to myself, which was very upsetting. So come on, please. But yeah, all jokes aside, it's gonna be
Yeah,
really, really good fun, a real good challenge. We've raised over £500 so far, so
that's
thank you.
good.
Thank you to everyone. Yeah, it really is. It's really making an impact. March the 16th, I do believe, is the day of the half marathon itself. I've worn the banana costume already. It's quite warm, so I hope it's gonna be a cold day because I felt warm just sitting there wearing it. If it's a hot day, we're gonna be in trouble. Um,
Yeah.
we're also tempted to have a belt of bananas and every mile have a banana, so 13 in total for the 13.1. But I don't know how bad that
You
would
know what
be.
would make it even more funny? And I know this is going to make you more hot.
Yeah.
Put a pair of pajamas on.
What? What? Why? It's already tough enough.
Bananas in
Bananas
pajamas.
in pajamas. I caught it too late. I caught it right after I said that. I know. I know. Yeah, I caught that too late. Oh, now I really have slipped up. Wee. But yes. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So that's my news, and I hate to self-advertise, but it is for a good cause. We are on
Yeah.
GoFundMe. I'll try to pop some on the Instagram as well. If anyone does wants to donate, we are really, really grateful for everything. Everyone's support so far has been incredible. But yeah, that's my major news for the time being.
Yeah. Which is good news.
hmm And
Yeah.
talk about that's our news. The news in the OCR world's the upcoming season now, isn't it? And that is going to be
Yeah.
a real interesting one.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the youth kind of growing up, we to a degree don't really know what they've been doing in the off season. They could have been training very hard. We could see some new underdogs, some new dark horses start to
Some
rise.
new people.
Exactly, yeah, rise amongst the ranks and really
Yeah.
prove themselves this year. So it's really, really exciting.
It's going to be good. I reckon we should kind of move on to why we've called this the Scottish special.
So last episode you were criticising me for my pronunciation of Birmingham, and now you're going with Scotland. Yeah,
Wait, say
Birmingham.
it. You're getting better.
I'm getting better. I think.
You are getting better, Birmingham. It's
We sure
not
this
as
not
bad
your
as last.
we sure this is not your accent poking through. I'm proud of my way I pronounce Birmingham. No,
How would it be my accent when I literally live right next to Birmingham?
I don't know, but I'm proud of the way I say Birmingham.
You'd be proud.
I will be. Anyway, after that random interception, yes, we'll go back to the region. This is our Scottish special. Big plans, of course, coming up in the very distant future. Tartan Warrior, which I assume for many, although it isn't the first race of the calendar, of course, Winter Nuts. I think for many of us listeners and many people in the OCR world, it will be the first race on their calendar. It is, of course, an award-winning race as well, and it is hosting the 3K British Championships. So, a real, real big race up in the Scottish Highlands. So, we look forward to it. Libby's once again laughing. We cannot
Sorry,
seem to make any progress.
my brain took that completely because you were talking about winter nuts, and then you went the 3K championships. I went, hold on, that's not correct.
You thought I meant Winter Nuts.
Yeah, my brain didn't click
Oh,
quick enough.
well, no, that would be a bit too brutal, I'd say. But
Yeah, my brain
um,
brain didn't click then.
no. We're slowly making progress today. We have a lot of interventions, a lot of speed bumps on
Not
the way. But
late. It's literally 6:30. No. Yeah. No. Yeah.
yes, it's almost
Yeah.
6:30. We're getting there.
Jeez.
Sorry, everyone. We're slowly rolling on. But the point being, yes, Scottish special today, highlighting the upcoming major race in Scotland. So yeah, it's Tartan Warrior.
Yeah,
It's gonna
it's
be
gonna be
big.
good.
I think, especially from a junior point of view as well, I've been very lucky to be given the start lists, and I'm going to name some of the juniors we see. And it is a long, long list, I will say. So it's really, really positive to see the amount of juniors who are turning up for this event. We're looking at the 8K. We've got Jake Jollies, Logan Emmott Sinclair, Hayden Andrews, Drew Milligan, Jarman. Eyesight's playing up on me here. Christopher Woods, Flynn Stewart, Joshua Cox, and Cameron Montgomery. Well, for the girls, Izzy Young, Caitlin Montgomery, and Annabelle Rogan. They are some of our big names in that 8K, which would be a big challenge for them, and they're all stepping up, which would be really, really exciting to see. So, yeah, big names there. I am currently looking on my camera roll for the 5K, which I also have the start list for, and this will be, according to this, Harry Jeffrey, Cameron Young, Fergus Milligan, Rooney Milligan. I apologise if I pronounce these wrong, I will say as well. Rowan Gosworthy, Arlo Gosworthy, Thomas Jarman, Caden Malcop, Alfie King, Matthew Wilson, Joshua Wilson, George Ferryman, Henry Ferryman. A lot of brothers in here, which is interesting to see. Lucas Turner, Sophie Jeffrey, Caitlin Wheelhouse, Vivian Howat, Bella Jeffrey, Lauren Cox, Iona Love, Emma Wright, and Jasmine Rogan for the 5K. So this long list of names already shows a real sign of junior potential coming up to Tartan Warrior, which should be really,
Yeah.
really exciting to see. Yeah, going to be simply incredible, is what I'm going to say. It'd be a really, really good show of junior talent with
No, I'm excited for it.
plenty in it to win it. And that's just for the 5 and 8K. We look at the 3K British champs. We've got the age group 10 to 17. Many of the athletes are also in that. We've got Joshua Wilson, Jayan Burton, Arlo Gosworthy, Henry Ferryman, Freddie Clements, Ollie Hearn, Cameron Young, Hayden McClop, Fergus Milligan, George Ferryman, Harry Jeffrey, Matthew Wilson, Thomas Jarman, Frankie Smith, Rowan Goldsworthy, Jake Jollies, Sam Cook, James Jarman, Joshua Cox, Hayden Andrews, and Cameron Montgomery. So a lot of names repeated there again, but it just shows a real good bit of talent that's in the age group boys 10 to 17 on the 3K. So we'll be excited to see. Lieb's looking at me puzzled now.
Sorry, I just heard a really weird noise, and I don't know if it was just mine or if it came through on yours.
It could have been me being out of breath because so many names I was pronouncing there in a row. That was a real
No,
struggle
it
to get
sounded
through.
like a whoo.
Oh,
It was really weird.
someone whooping in excitement at these names. I don't know, but the point being, we've got a real exciting start list here. Some people I want to highlight on there as well, though, is some of the people doing the elite. So
Yes.
Oliver Addy is the youngest athlete in the elite men 3K British Championships at Tartan Warrior at the age of only 16. For context, he is almost half the age of our reigning champion, Russell Walsh, who is 32 this year. So that'll be really, really exciting to see. Is he
Just
young, the
dropping
youngest?
just dropping people's ages now, Finn.
I was going to brush over that. I hope Russell's not listening and being offended by that. You're very youthful, Russell. You're a very youthful man. We'll say that. That's fine.
Moment of silence then.
Yeah, it's an awkward silence. He knows his talents. We continue on ignoring what I've just said. Izzy Young is the youngest in the elite women, aged only 14. So really,
Yeah.
really impressive. And that's not her choosing to go into this age category too young. It is that she is
No.
young and full of so much potential that she's at the ability already
Yeah.
to go head to head with those elite women, which is really, really exciting to see.
I think it's also going to be good as well to see the juniors that are not racing elite,
Hmm.
what they're like to the times of the actual elite.
Yeah, I think it'll be really good to see them against each other.
Mm.
And yeah, comparison the present to the future, and also
Like,
how
seeing the
those youth have
difference.
evolved.
And seeing like the difference between them. Obviously, the difference is not going to be like some of them might be seconds, but some of them might be a long way off.
Hmm.
But looking at the ages between them and then looking at the times as well, and seeing how well the youth in our sport are actually doing.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be really, really exciting to see. Yeah, exactly how those youth are doing and how far they are away from being
Yeah.
turning from the future into the present. So it'd be really, really good to see.
Yeah.
So I've got even more to say about this youth because like I said,
Okay.
the numbers are really blowing us away. Then Tartan Warrior will also see the start of the new OCR Sprint series, if I do believe that's the correct name. and that'll be any races from 50 metres to 400 metres, and that will kick off in Scotland with the 100 metre at Tartan Warrior. We also have a lot of youth names in that, including Sophie Jeffrey, Olivia Wheelhouse, Chloe Jarman, Jasmine Rogan, Caitlin Wheelhouse, Myra Burton, Lauren Cox, Iona Love, Emma Wright, Annabella Rogan, Charisma Basketfield, and I believe also for the boys we have George Fairman, Joshua Cox, Oliver Addy, Hayden Andrews. So there you go. That's overall a lot of youth in all
And
different categories: 100,
that's
3K, 8K, 5. So go
and
on.
that's just the junior as well.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine how many like adults are doing it as well.
Yes, yeah.
So it's a crazy turnout, which I think is really, really, really good.
Yeah, it'd be really, really exciting to see, especially that new kind of distance as well. We're seeing, of course, I think it's the 400 metre championships in Ireland this year. So seeing that come into the UK with this 50 to 400 metre racing style is really, really exciting to see. And it'll be a good race in Scotland. I think, of course, we have OCR's very own Tom Cruise in Oliver Addy racing there. So we'll see what happens there. Livy's trying to hold in a laughter, I can see. But yeah, really, really exciting. Titan Warrior will be on all accounts for everyone, no matter what distance you run, no matter what distance you prefer to watch and spectate. It will be an event for the ages. It is an award-winning event. We know the standard they have up there, and it's going to be so, so exciting. That's all I can say, really.
Yeah, I think it is going to be good, and I'm excited for it. So, and
Yeah.
if I'm correct, are you there?
Am I there?
Like, are you going there?
I wouldn't
Like,
miss
are
it for
you
the
doing?
world. I
Yeah.
wouldn't miss it for the world. Of course, of course.
So this is going to be.
Why would second place male in the UK
Here we
3K
go.
series
Here we
not
go.
turn up for the biggest 3K race of the year? Why would he not? Why would also an ambassador of the 3K series? I will highlight that as well. I'm very grateful for my role.
Yes, well done on
Of
that.
course, I'll thank you. Of course, I'll be there. It, you think I'm gonna let Russell Welsh walk away being a two-time champion? You think I'm going to let that happen? Trust
You
me, I'll
don't
be.
know. Someone else can come and swoop right in there and get it.
We'll see. But a little while back, I posted my
Oh
I look on
no.
Instagram now.
Oh no.
I posted a very joyous post celebrating my 2024 season, and then we had the audacity of Russell Walsh to comment, "Get used to second place." So
Get
don't
used to
expect
it, Finn.
me, don't expect me to be nice coming to this 3K championship. Russell Walsh is going down, and that is a
This is where
statement.
we see the start line videos and Russell is right on his face and Finn just running in front laughing.
See, I'm gonna go into race strategies quickly. We kind of transitioned here.
Oh, this
But
is where we need to get Russell on this, listening to this.
right now you hear me as Finley. I'm a very nice person, as I'm sure
Oh
you
no.
know. And I hope you see me as a nice person. I do hope that. But when it comes to races, Finley's out the window. Greenleaf comes in, and Greenleaf is horrible. Greenleaf will shove you out the way or push you off the course. It'll say, "This is my zone, and I'll do anything to win the race fairly, not break a
Kids,
rules, of
this is
course."
not what we should do.
No, this is not what you should do.
No.
I will confirm that. Don't shove people off the course. That was a joke. But you want to have that mental ability to be strong and believe in yourself in a race. You've got to have that confidence.
Finn's teaching all the kids now
They're not bad habits, trust me. You've got to be not half. Let's say 25% of the race is your mental confidence in yourself, and you've got to believe. And that is a very important lesson.
That is, just do not push, shove, kick over, trip up, elbow anyone.
Unless it's Russell.
No, Finn.
I'm joking. He's 32. He's basically ancient right now. He'll do that. He'll break a hip. Sorry, Russ. Sorry. He'll get his revenge on me now. That 3K race, he'll come and he'll thrash me. Rivalry is very much on there. Break a hip. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. I'm of course joking. Don't do that on a race course, guys. Hopefully you are all aware I am joking. But yeah, big race. Oh dear. But yes.
Break it.
uh, poor Russell. Anyway, I'm starting to feel that comment about me finishing second behind him is quite deserved now. I seem to be quite mean. And I start this conversation by saying I'm quite a nice person, and I've gone and said that. So
You got
maybe I'm not.
He's gonna break a hip.
Oh dear. Second time I've poked fun at Russell's age now. I feel a bit bad. He's still he's very youthful. Very young age, 31 right now. Let's not be mean.
I'm not. You are.
Yeah, let's not say let's not be mean. Let's not let me be mean. I think we're trying to say.
Don't drag me into this.
I'm not. I'm not going to. But yeah,
I'm kind, unlike you.
unlike me, that's a bit mean, Livy. That's a bit mean. Criticising the way I pronounce Birmingham all the time. It's very
You said
mean.
it correctly then.
Oh, there we go then.
See?
But but anyway, this slowly spiraling conversation has been focused on the exciting event coming off of Titan Warrior, and
But
it's going to be special. It is going to be really, really special. Like we say, an event to remember, event for the ages, an event for modern OCR. So counting down the days
yeah.
for Scotland.
But
So,
what
yeah.
else is coming up? What's coming up in this now? In this episode, Finn?
Well, you want me to say we've got guests, don't you? Because that's not true. Because everyone's been complaining recently that we haven't had a guest.
Okay, hold on, go back.
You want me to do this properly,
No,
do you?
you said guests.
I know what I said, but I didn't know what to say because you said what's coming up and I panicked.
What's coming up next? And you go, wow, I know everyone's wanting us.
Yeah.
You
I
literally
know.
had to say this before
I
we
know I know what I was meant to say, but your intro into it threw me off.
Okay, we'll go from me saying it, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. But Finn, what's coming up in this episode today?
Well, everyone's been saying recently they want us to have a guest. In fact, we haven't had one for quite a while. And what I can confirm is today we haven't got a guest. I will confirm that there's not a guest today. So you'll have to find out what exactly is happening in today's episode of Pint-Sized OCR Scottish Special in a couple of minutes' time.
Hi listener, Horst Ian here with a quick break to tell you more about Shapes. Shapes are a cutting-edge training system insertion device designed to fit into any footwear. They're engineered to enhance muscular alignment, improve balance and posture whilst reducing pain and fatigue. Whether you're training, recovering, or just going about your day, Shapes are the perfect companion for peak performance and comfort. Shapes Hyrox Edition are recommended by some of the best Hyrox athletes in the world, including world champion Alex Ronkovic, Zara Piagiani, Kate Davey, Tim Venish, Sika Arning, and Michael Sandbach. These athletes know the difference Shape makes, helping them compete and perform better both at races and at every aspect of their day-to-day lives. I personally used them since November 2024, and honestly, listener, they've definitely helped me out. I have a tendency to overpronate when I run, and with my Shapes in, I just feel much more balanced. I also get less aches and pains around my knees after long runs. If you're a Hyrox athlete, then make sure you check out their stand at your next event, or check out their website at www.get-shapes.com for more details. Also, Shapes Hyrox Edition isn't sold online. That means gyms have a unique opportunity to bring this revolutionary product directly to their members. So if you're a gym owner or a retailer who wants to find out if Shapes could be the right fit for your athletes, then contact info@get-shapes.co.uk. Again, that email is info@get-shapes.co.uk. Shapes have definitely helped me out, and I think they may help you out too. So make sure to check them out at your next event. Ultimately, balance does matter, and no one does balance like Shapes. And now, let's get back to the show.
So, everyone, we are back to have that quick little break. And, well, I did say we haven't got a guest, and that's technically not a lie because today we have not one, not two, but three guests on the podcast. Our first being a young girl who got bronze in the 12 to 13 age category at the British Champs. Our second took gold, and he's the age 14-17 British OCR champion. And finally, a major name in both OCR racing and coaching, known as the mastermind behind the award-winning OCR event, Tartan Warrior. I give you Emma Wright, Cameron Montgomery, and Gavin Hogarth. Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome, guys.
Yeah, you didn't let us down on the intro there, Finn.
No.
Love
Never
it.
does.
Yes, he's been writing that all day, hasn't he?
He probably,
Good
to be
planning.
fair, he's got like, I don't know how many for like the start intros before we have everyone on. He has them like planned out for like the weeks going,
Yeah.
and he's got them all planned out and everything. But
Got
yeah, so
documents.
welcome, guys. Welcome to the Pint Size OCR.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So we'll highlight obviously what we talked about this whole episode so far. Tartan Warrior, of course, all three of you. Scottish specialists is the word I'm going to use, very much so, with the upcoming event. We'll start with you, Gavin. Can you give us any hints about the event, especially for the juniors themselves?
Well, we're still 7 weeks out, so there's still decisions to be made. I'm basically watching our team train at the weekends, and I'm basically using them as guinea pigs for like rig configurations and stuff like that. So I've got a few ideas, but yeah, nothing's set in stone. I would probably just say like I could probably give you some ideas on skills that people want to brush up on. So definitely just rope skills, I would say, is going to come in handy. A little hint that you might be required to be able to do like a figure four technique on a low rig. That might happen. We've been playing around with those. What else? We're gonna have laser. I can definitely say the plan is to have laser pistols as part of it. So if you've got the opportunity to shoot laser pistols, we've got a partnership with Scottish Pentathlon now, so they will feature. What else? Yeah, if people were here last year, then they'll have a fairly good idea of what to expect. You know, like Toro's attachments that they've seen before, firefighters, which people have been on a lot in the last year, is attachments for rigs. Yeah. And then just the ground conditions, obviously, we don't know yet, but it's pretty muddy right now. So it will be, you're pretty much guaranteed it's going to be fairly muddy. There's going to be water probably up to your knees or waist if it's really high, depending how tall you are. But there's no full water submersions for the kids. Yeah, try to think if there's anything else. But I think that's enough little tips. If I think of anything else, I'll let you know.
Yeah, well, definitely sounds like a proper challenge for our junior talents, which is exciting to definitely see, and definitely look forward to it. I'll say that as well. Cameron, of course, Emma, yourselves, what are you thinking when you hear that, when it comes to the event? Are you excited, nervous, or raring to go pretty much?
Knowing the competition, I'm a bit nervous, but I think it'll be a lot of fun like always. But
Yeah,
I'm a bit nervous. I'll see how it goes. It's been.
Yeah.
I've never done this race before, so it's something different.
yeah.
Have you not done the 3K, Cameron, yet?
No, I've always done the 8K.
Right, okay. So when it comes to 3K.
Interesting.
Cameron's pretty sharp on the rigs these days, so we're expecting a clean run from him. No pressure, Cameron. And the guys have both been working on your running. You've both been nursing knee injuries. You're a bit young for knee injuries. In fact, all three of us have got knee injuries.
Oh God.
Gosh.
But you guys hopefully will be all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
How's your knee, Emma?
my knee's fine, just a bit sore when I get up after a while.
Yeah. Emma, is that basically it's from is it osteoslatters?
Yeah, osteoarthritis disease.
Aye, from basically Emma's quite tall. So you can blame your dad for that.
Yeah.
Those spots. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Not like my family. Then he's quite short.
As long as you've got long arms, Libby. Long arms are handy in OCR.
That's fine. My dad helps me with that a bit. He helps me with my long arms.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. If anybody knows who Karen Montgomery is, sorry, not Karen Montgomery, Karen McQuarrie, you would think Karen, when you watch her swing through a rig, is probably about 5'7", 5'8", but she's actually only about 5'2", because she's got such a big wingspan.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So yeah, helpful. anyway, going off topic. Sorry.
That's fine. I was about to say,
We always do this. We always go off topic.
Yeah.
Like just a minute ago before we were brought you guys on, Finn went totally off topic and started roasting. Oh my gosh!
I had a little dig at Russell Walsh. Let's just say
There we
that
go.
before the race, playing mind games with him before the 3K.
Nice.
It's what-
Everybody has a dig at Russell.
Yeah,
He's also getting the kids into bad habits.
I-
The kids who are listening.
I'll make sure that no bad habits to me. No, that was all jokes. We'll refresh ourselves, and I was gonna
All jokes.
I was gonna say as well. I was about to go off topic myself anyway because we've been talking a lot about Titan Warrior, but I want to go way back to probably the British Championships. That's all right for both you, Cameron and Emma. Obviously, both podium in that, a major event, of course. Cameron, yourself, I was watching your race quite closely as I was doing a bit of recording for that, and it was a real tight battle down to the wire, literally very end. What was the race like? How did you feel? And yeah, overall, everything about it really.
It was a really good race. I really enjoyed the course. The heat didn't help.
Yeah.
I'd thought for the first half of the year, I'd really come forward with my breathing, and I thought I'll do great. And then I got hit by the heat and thought, oh, I can't breathe anymore.
What about yourself, Emma?
I found it was really good. The ending was quite intense because I had a sprint finish, but yeah, same with my breathing too. I had been working on it, and it felt like everything just went away, and I was losing more breath.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that finish, Emma? Because I was, I don't know if Libby or but more so Finn might have witnessed this, but it was James Barton. If you're listening, you might want to cover your ears. It was sorry, I've forgotten James's daughter's name.
Mariah.
Myra?
Yeah, Myra. So basically, so she had a penalty at the end to come, and Emma, I don't think you had any penalties, did you?
I had no penalties, no.
No penalties, right? But Emma was behind, and literally, Myra? Sorry,
Maria.
Maria. Sorry, she was on the penalty loop as Emma was coming up, and it literally couldn't have been any tighter.
Yeah.
And they almost just basically came together 10 meters from the finish, but Emma just got on in front. So I was chasing Emma across the line. You basically collapsed, didn't you? So it was a pretty epic finish. So we're going to renew that battle this Tart Warrior, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at the start list.
Same time we came so close.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'll tell you what as well. That reminds me, well, of course, we're talking about Cameron being very strong on the obstacles, as we previously spoke about. I remember watching your race, and like I say, it was really neck and neck, but you showed your talent on those firefighters. I think people you're competing against might have struggled on there, but you seemed to just breeze through, and that ability on obstacles is really what led to your victory, is the word I use, because it was a victory, and led you to being deservingly our 14-17 British champion. So congratulations for that. What was that like, being now champion of Britain?
It was a really close race, I did think. I thought at one point I was going to lose it, but when it came up to the firefighters, I heard the two boys say, "How do we do these?" And I just kind of laughed to myself.
Cha-ching! That's brilliant. I love that. Keep that in.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you must have thought that it's basically, Cameron, you were just like, I've got this.
Eyes must just lit up.
Yeah.
Right before that, I thought, oh, they've beaten me in this. I can't go any further.
Yeah.
But it was like, just that gave me a wee bit more motivation to really finish it.
Yeah. And
Nice.
yeah, it was impressive. Like I say, yeah, congratulations.
Yeah. Going back to you quickly, Emma, how did you, obviously we spoke about your finish and how good it was. How did you feel when you actually crossed that finish line, and also during the race? Because obviously you were behind Maria. So how did you feel like when you saw her and then coming up to the finish line and then finishing?
Well, at first I didn't really notice her
Yeah.
doing her laps, but then when I heard Gavin shouting in the distance, I was kind of like, oh. And then I started running a lot faster. And when I crossed over the finish line, I think a lot of people saw me almost be sick, which was a bit weird, but it was good.
Yeah. But at least that does show as well how hard you pushed at that finish line.
Yeah. 100%.
I feel like that is one of the like main ways in OCR that you normally see people and how well they've pushed is when they look like they're about to absolutely puke everywhere over the finish line.
That just remind me actually in terms of finish line. So this is a little tip for the juniors and seniors if anybody's listening. But if they're staying for the 5K, which is on the Sunday at Tartan Warrior, we have a bit of a long sprint finish, deliberately so, up a hill. So when you come off the last obstacle, they will probably do that again on the 5K. Not the 3K, it'll probably just be straight to the finish, but on the 5K, we've had Alex Young, Izzy's dad. He was sitting over the line last year. So prepare yourself for big battles going up the home straight on the 5K and the 8K if you're doing that.
Yeah, that's a brutal finish going up that hill because knowing that hill's light obviously from previous occasions, yeah, that'll be a proper battle.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, I tell you what as well, what Emma and Libby was saying as well. There's very very few occasions apart from in OCR and running races where being sick is deemed as a good thing going across the line. You rarely ever praise someone for being sick, almost vomiting, but on this occasion it's a good thing, I guess. But yes, yeah, be certainly entertaining.
I think most races as well, a lot of the kind of European world champs, stuff like that, quite often you get this gauntlet of technical obstacles at the end. So everybody's heart rates are actually probably down a little bit, unless they've done a penalty loop, like because they're too busy focusing on getting through the rigs. So actually having a run after the last obstacle, I think, is a really good way to finish. You want to cross the line feeling like your tank is empty, and sometimes when you've just got a technical rig and then you cross the line, people are just kind of cruising and walking across the line quite easily.
Yeah.
So I think it's quite good to have that sprint finish.
And I also think it's quite good as well because normally, like, you'll either get the really like big running section straight to the finish, or a really technical straight to the finish, and you always see the people who are better at them sections do most well at that bit. So I feel like having that technical section into that running section you'll see them people having them battles.
Yeah.
So
I think for anybody who's not been to Tartan Warrior before, like we'll definitely the running part of the end will likely only come in the 5K and the 8K. The 3K, we will have that kind of technical gauntlet. Towards the end, it will be kind of more obstacle after obstacle. Which can obviously separate people as well. So, yeah, exciting, especially we put the laser pistols in there as well, because that could be a little game changer for people as well.
Yeah. Cameron, Emma, yourselves, have you practiced on the lasers yet, or is that going to be a new thing for you to discover on the race?
I've had a small practice on them. They're easier once you get used to them.
Yeah.
They were something different anyway.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Yeah, something we haven't really seen before in the sport. So yeah.
Yeah, we used them when we went to this other accommodation a while ago. And Gavin obviously got them when we went back to his, and I used them and I just really liked them. I felt they were quite easy to use, but then obviously when you're running into them, you start shaking and your hands moving all over the place. But
what I'd say on the laser pistols, excuse me. Well, first of all, they're a little bit. If anybody's been to like the European or Worlds OCR, like our pistols are a little bit different. So they're actually like pentathlon pistols. It's the same idea, but you have to reload. I don't think you have to reload. So you have to reload them. It's dead easy to do, to be fair. And then the second thing is that people should probably be aware, if they're not already, is for one of the first events ever. I don't know if any event's ever done this actually. We are doing an open practice like an hour, 1 to 2 hours before the 3K. So that's a totally new thing. Some people have called for this at other races as well and think it could be a good idea. It maybe means that people are willing to take more risks on obstacles if they've had a shot beforehand. But also it levels the playing field a little bit. Obviously, Cameron, Emma, and a host of others train at Fit Body Farm each week. So yeah, it means that people coming up from England, you guys will get a quick shot on obstacles for probably just an hour period. It'll be an open course on the Saturday morning before the 3K. It'll not be open again on the Sunday morning before the other races. It'll just be the Saturday morning. So that's the plan. So yeah, hopefully people can benefit from that, and you can get a shot at the pistols as well.
Yeah.
So it should be useful.
And to all three of you, I'd say as well, asking the question about that then, 'cause that is definitely an interesting idea. Would you want to see that also at World Championships, European races in the future as well? Or do you reckon it would be potentially too chaotic there, obviously, because there's a lot of people competing, but at the same time, like you say, it does remove an advantage. So do you think this could be something we could see in the future at other races?
What do you guys, Cameron, what do you think?
I think it maybe is a good idea because, as you say, it gives everyone a fair chance.
Hmm.
Whereas we know the obstacles and some people might not, so it gives us more competition almost.
Yeah, yeah.
I think, Emma, what, you get any thoughts?
I thought the beach ballistic could have used one, obviously because a lot of people came down earlier for that one, and there wasn't much to do in the area, so I would find myself just sitting about. So I felt like it would be easier if I could just go down and like play about on them before and get feel for it, because it was a new type of race for me and a lot of other people.
Yeah.
I think it's probably a good thing for races like ourselves, and the 3K races that will be held throughout this year, where they're held at training venues. That levels the playing field. See, when it's like Worlds or Europeans, I don't think it's important there as much.
No.
I think it's probably not. If anything, it becomes more problematic for the organisers. I think actually doing it at training venues like ourselves, like at Rumble, probably at what's the one in the hub?
Body Hub.
Body Hub. Did they hold a race last year? Because it does give people the opportunity to kind of level the playing field, like I say, because we always talk about home advantage. There'll still be home advantage.
Yeah.
You know every nook and cranny of the course, but yeah, I think it's good for 3K races certainly. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
See what the feedback. I think also, sorry, just to labour on that point slightly, from a race organiser's point of view as well. Quite often things go wrong in races, and then there can be complaints afterwards, because you feel like maybe the rigs are too difficult, or I don't know, there wasn't a box available for a kid to stand on to reach the bar and stuff like that. Whereas, so by having that hour's practice, it gives the opportunity for anything to be flagged up and be changed quickly if it has to be. Hopefully that wouldn't be the case. We've never really had any problems in the past, in the last 2 years, but it would just kind of tighten up on that as well if there was something spotted.
Yeah.
No, yeah, definitely going back to what you said about the Worlds and Euros not having that able to play on the obstacles beforehand. I think that's definitely a good idea. I think the one race that I thought did this really, really well was, do you remember Hungary? Was it Hungary, Finn? When they
I wasn't that hungry.
I wasn't hungry either.
I forgot about that. So Hungary, I thought they did this really well. So they had, when you were walking through registration, you had like little stands and everything. And then they had a rig where they had different attachments that were on the course to play on, get the feel of them. You'd pick up your race pack, walk further down the line, and then you had the pistol, like the laser pistols that you could try in the little area. So I thought that was a good thing to have, that they had the form of the obstacles there, but they also had pistols that you could try. So you weren't on the course, you weren't able to touch any of the obstacles on the course, but you still were able to get that kind of feel.
I think that's something that I've seen. To be fair, I've actually forgot about that. That's something I've seen. I went to my first World Champs in 2017. And I've seen it pretty much every Worlds and Europeans where there is like a rig set up, or even multiple rigs set up, with the more unfamiliar obstacles that people could have a shot on, like you say, Libby. I think that'd be the ideal scenario for us as well if we had the space. And we had the additional attachments available, but we're probably going to basically max out on everything we've got. But yeah, that's maybe even the ideal scenario where you have that extra that space, and then you're not kind of having to worry about people roaming the course because for us it will mean that we'll probably have to have race marshals out on the course like earlier. I mean, you could probably still just let people have a shot on stuff, but from a safety point of view, you probably still want people there just in case something happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it adds another level of complexity for me, as if there wasn't enough complexity for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I'll continue going on about this and say I completely agree. Actually, it's a great idea to try and balance out home advantages and things such as that. And I think, like Libby said, I think we saw it in the first Italy. We saw it in Belgium. I think especially was really good because that used a lot of climber attachments, which are a Belgian brand. So to balance the field, they let us test on them. But like you say, especially for these races where it is at a home venue that people have advantage on, it's really, really good to see people given this opportunity to balance the playing field. And I think we'd love to see what everyone listening and the audience would have to say and their opinions on it as well. But personally, I think, yeah, it's a really, really great idea. And hopefully we can see it in more races in the UK in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so Emma and Cameron, so I'm going to ask you obviously a question now. And so I want to know, how do you guys feel about this race coming up and what ideas and thinking of the word now, goals do you have in mind for this race?
I think the race is going to be really fun because the past few years have been really good. I think it's definitely going to be muddy and wet. I can just kind of guarantee that. But my kind of goal is to just like not lose any of my bands because I managed that last year. Because when I had like two bands gone and only one left, I had to do the penalty loops. But the tire ripped up my shoulder for the next race the next day, so I'm just trying not to have any tires near me. So
I think this race could be quite fun. I've never done it before, but due to my recovery from my knee, I don't know if I'll be ready, but I feel like I will at the same time. So it's just trying to see how it'll go.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm used to longer races, so a shorter race might make me more competitive. I'll see how it goes.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of those things you kind of got to wait till race day to see how you feel and find out, haven't you, really?
If people listen to this are interested, I can give a quick mention to the penalty system if you want.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
People might be familiar now with the band system where you lose a band at the obstacle, then you have to complete a penalty at the end of the course to basically earn your bands back. In addition to that, like at Tarrant Warrior, and we did this last year because there's quite a lot of technical obstacles. We also had obstacles where you did a penalty at the obstacle, like an extra running loop, for example. Or we've even got some indoor obstacles where we used rowing machines and ski ergs as the penalty, which is a bit different for people. And it actually got decent feedback last year because it meant that there was less opportunities to lose bands. It was just you did the penalty at the obstacle, so there's more chance of you keeping your bands. But also in addition to that, even if somebody does lose their last band this year, we're going to use, I believe this system is used at the 3K champs at Nuts, where if somebody loses their last band, they still appear on the results and they get time penalties after that.
Mm-hmm.
That's something we're going to look to use. And the way that's done is you get the TO, the technical official on the obstacle would put a mark on your last remaining band. So rather than taking your band away from you, it would be a mark, like a tally mark on it, and then you would receive it's quite a hefty penalty. I think they did it in Nuts and it's maybe a 5 minute penalty. But which sounds a lot, but at least you still feature on the results.
Yeah.
As opposed to just being like DNF or DNC, whatever it is. So yeah, there's a few wee tweaks there to make it so people aren't so worried about losing that last band. Yeah, and they can actually just race.
Yeah, it's exciting to hear. Yeah.
So we'll see how that all goes. More complexity.
Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, once again, very exciting. I think we've seen that, like I say, a couple more times in the past, and I think it's a ban system that's becoming slowly more favourable in the OCR world. So yeah, it'll be definitely exciting to see.
Yeah.
My personal opinion is that it'd be great if all races were like Spartan and just penalty loops or penalty carries, penalty crawls, whatever, at the actual obstacle.
Hmm.
Because then you're maybe more aware of where you're positioned in the race and whatnot. But I think just for training centres and other races, you just don't have the space to be able to put penalty loops in everywhere on the course. I think that would be the ideal scenario, but the ban system seems to be the way forward.
Yeah. And then obviously we've got Santa Maria coming up, but then Emma and Cameron, is there other races that you are looking at this year, or is that just Santa Maria?
Definitely Spartan. I do like a good Spartan race, especially for the medals at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just more looking forward to Spartans and kind of those types of races.
I was looking to do Spartan as well because that was the first ever OCR race I did was a Spartan. So, I think it'd be good to do another one.
Yeah.
Have you guys got Portugal on your minds at all?
Yeah.
I can't make it to Portugal.
Oh man, that's a shame. We need your potential there because it's going to be big, and obviously we'd love to see a big British team. And you have to question that one day. We'd love to see ourselves almost host the European Championships, get a big team going there. But I mean,
Cameron will be doing the silage. Is that right, Cameron?
Probably. I'd look at the Rumble Trophy. The Rumble Trophy looked really good. I was going to give it a shot this year.
Oh yes, definitely do. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a shout actually, because there's, for people that don't know this, like so there's what's the Rumble called? What's the adult Rumble race called? OCR Game.
OCR Games.
Yeah.
So the way Rumble, we'll give Rumble a shout out because Dave and I do go on really well. So they're doing the OCR Games for adults on the Sunday. This is in July. Can't remember the exact dates. And then on the Saturday there's the Rumble Trophy, which is for kids. So that means that you can get a family going along. And kids competing Saturday, adults competing Sunday. So I think that's I'll definitely be pushing that one towards our guys. I think because it is a really good event.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'm
Go
very.
on, Finn. We haven't. Go on. What's your races this year?
You put me on the spot now. I can't even know my races this year at this rate. My main focus would be 3K races in the series to get revenge on Russell for last year. You'd think 3 wins out of 4 would be enough, but no, here we are. So 3K is main focus of mine this year. Portugal is one of those ones where I'm keeping my eyes on it. I'd like to go, and at the same time, I look at flight costs slowly rising, so there's no guarantees from me. But I'm just gonna roll with it. I think I'm just gonna keep on going and see how things go.
Yeah. Any Spartans in this year, Finn? I love how I'm asking about Spartans.
I don't know. I tell you, I say I'm not very prepared for my schedule. Who knows? There's another who knows there, but I'm unsure. I'm very glad, because Emma mentioned medals, and I thought straight away you would start arguing about them again.
Oh yeah, medals, Finn. Medals. We were having a debate if medals should be taken away or not.
I think I heard this.
I said they shouldn't, and Finn said they should. And then the weekend that it went out, Finn was there holding a medal.
A medal from being a fun runner. I will highlight that quickly. I was a fun runner in that race, Libby. You cannot say anything.
Still a medal.
I think it's Cameron. Are you needing to head off, mate?
Yeah, probably.
Oh yes, sorry.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on. It was lovely talking to you, and we can't wait to see you race. I think it's going to definitely be really good to watch you as well. So, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's been great speaking to you.
Emma and Cameron's podcast debuts.
Yes. Hopefully more to come.
Yeah.
Right, I'll see you later.
See you later. Thank you.
Cameron.
Bye. See you later, mate.
Bye.
Good. That's got Libby off medals for a bit. She can forget about that now, and we'll continue on. I think this year I'm still very up in the air about my races to come, but I think it's been a very exciting year. I think, especially from a youth point of view, we were talking before about obviously a lot of the youth in the off season can develop very quickly.
Yes.
We could see some very much underdogs start to rise and challenge people we thought would dominate for years to come. So it's a really interesting season, I think, this year, especially, like I say, looking at Tartan Warriors start lists, there's a lot of young talents there. I don't know if there's anyone that potentially stands out to you, Gavin, anyone who you think could be quite a dark horse, even an underdog in this race that you see?
Yeah, I'll give a few people shout outs. I mean, I don't I don't know everybody, and it probably is mainly our team that I'll be mentioning because they're the ones I'm familiar with. So just looking at the at the boys first. I see Cameron Young, so I'm familiar with Cameron. He podiumed last year up here. And then we'll give a shout out to Caden McKillop. Fergus Milligan. So we've got three brothers that train with us. Fergus is the middle brother. They're sporty boys. So Fergus is, I think he'll be going in the 12 to 13 category. So yeah, he's pretty handy, fit boy. Who else? Tommy Jarman. He's pretty handy. He's done a good few races now. I think he's podiumed here before. He's been pretty close at the British Champs. Can't remember if he managed it or not, but he was pretty close at the Spartan ones last year. We've got Sam Cook. We've got Rowan Goldsworthy, who's really come on the rigs and the running as well. He trains with the Harriers, the local running club as well. So yeah, those types of guys. Also, what's his name? The boy that's kind of world champion, or Harry Jeffrey's back. So Harry's, I remember last year, he's pretty amazing to watch. Yeah, absolutely flies through the obstacles fast on the running as well. So yeah, there's about just a kind of quick count up for people. We've got about 17 juniors in the 3K male. So there's obviously split into smaller. No, that's a lie. Actually, we've got 20. We've got 20 junior males, and then they split into smaller age categories. And then just a quick glance at the females for you. So we've got Izzy Young, who's actually jumping into the elite ladies. Fair play to her. See how she goes. Who else we got? I see Sophie Jeffrey. The names are familiar. Chloe Jarman. So there's three Jarmans going. We've got who else? We've also got Emma there. Iona Love. I'm just Charisma Bassfield. Is she a bit more ninja? Charisma.
Yeah. So Izzy? So obviously, but I call her Izzy. So she's more in the ninja side, and she's starting to get a bit more into the distances. But she is more ninja-y.
Yeah. Cool. So we're sitting at the moment with, in terms of junior females, we're sitting with, we've got there's 10 at the moment in the 3K, I think is what I'm seeing, and about 20 junior males. So we obviously do want more than that. Overall, we're doing pretty well. We're about 110 entries into the 3K, whereas we only had, I think it was like 60 last year, but with it being the British Champs, it's obviously been cranked up a notch. So yeah, just to remind people as well, like you're not, especially a lot of people travel for this, but there is that opportunity to effectively do a Tartan Warrior trifecta by doing the 3K on the Saturday kind of lunchtime, and then there's the 100 meters, which is actually for 10-year-olds upwards, in the Saturday kind of mid to late afternoon, and then the Sunday we've got that 5K for the 10 to 13-year-olds. And then we've also got an 8K for 14 to 17-year-olds, and then adults as well. So yeah, it's you can squeeze in a lot of races. I think we've got I think 3 or 4 race series as well that are covered. Well, for adults, maybe not for kids. So exciting stuff.
Yeah. What I tend to notice as well when you're saying those names, we're starting to see a lot of OCR families, I'd say now. Obviously, you've got the Jarmans, got the Jeffreys, got the Youngs. We're really starting to see family talent now in the OCR world, which is very exciting to see.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. It's just an amazing family weekend, isn't it? Like not just Tartan Warrior, but all OCR events where you can all be taking part. I mean, for me, I've got 2 boys that are 4 and nearly 7. They're a bit off it yet. Although the 7-year-old's super competitive. But he needs to be able to handle losing or failure. That's his biggest thing at the moment. So he needs to calm down and not get too competitive until he's at least 10 years old. But it was pretty amazing for Emma last year, actually. Like, that's one of the things I loved. I know your dad doesn't do OCR, but we had a big contingent down at the British champs at the Spartan event last year, and there was about 30 of us, plus parents. And Emma, your dad at the finish line. Do you remember seeing your dad at the finish line, like
The face.
after you got the bronze?
Yeah, I think he was more excited than me.
I would say proud dad moment. Like being a dad myself now. Like honestly, it was. I saw him. He was having a good cry to himself. So he was. So
Yeah, he
aye,
was really excited. I could hear
yeah,
him from the other side.
aye.
Oh,
I love
This
that.
side of the field.
Yeah, for you three, just wait until you've all got kids of your own. Honestly, it's a total game changer when your own kids start. When your own kids start doing the stuff that you love to do, is real pride. So I think there's a lot of that across the UK.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was nice. Oh,
It's
I've
good.
I've got one question in my mind, and it's a slightly competitive one.
Oh no.
But I'll go ahead and say it. In recent times, OCR in the UK has been dominated by the English. Do you reckon Tartan Warrior, or
Oh,
soon in
yes.
the future, we could see Scotland taking over with a lot of young talent and a lot of potential?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, I think we've obviously we do have a good pool of kids at the Fit Body Farm, training each week, and some of them training twice a week with us. So there's that talent there. I think where you guys have just got such a big advantage is the number of training facilities you've got, especially in the south. Getting that, being able to train and race at such a variety of events, like almost every weekend. It gives you that confidence. It gives you the variety of obstacles to master. Whereas our guys are pretty much limited to Tartan Warrior, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, we can
I'm the
imagine.
same.
We don't
'Cause
even have Spartan kids up here this year. They've got a Spartan
Yeah.
happening, no kids race. So
Okay.
we have to travel for anything else, including training facilities. But I'm trying to kind of plug that gap a little bit. So this weekend we're actually going down we're calling it a Fit Body Farm tour. So we're actually going to is it True Function in Swindon, the ninja place.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to True Function then Saturday with Dion, and then we're going to Rumble on Sunday. So there's about 15 of us, 15 or 20 of us going on tour this weekend, and then we're going to do a 3 venue tour in April. We're going to go to the Nuclear Wild Forest on a Friday, and then we're going to see Scotty at the PT Barn on the Saturday, and then we're going to the what do we call it? The Body Hub. Is that what we said?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, we're going there on the Sunday. So I'm trying to expose more of these guys to different obstacles because
Yeah.
they get very good at certain things. So
Yeah. No,
yeah.
I know what you mean because I'm roughly the same. So where I am, because I'm West, like I'm Midlands. So for me, I've only got one training facility by me.
What one's that?
The obstacle gym in
Right.
Tamworth.
Yep.
So I've only got that by me, whereas like Nuclear, PT Barn, Body Hub, all of them are like 3 hour drive from me. And then the next closest one for me is Rumble, which is only an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me,
I would still love to have that, Libby.
yeah, it's not as bad as you guys at all. Because I get, obviously, it's like what
We're basically 7 hours to our
7 hour drive.
about 7 hours to our next training facility.
Oh.
Out west, we do have Ninja Warrior in Edinburgh. That's just an indoor Ninja Warrior. And then there is another facility on the other side of Edinburgh. What's the one we went to, Emma? The Wild Cairns, but it's more kind of like military assault course boot.
Yeah,
It doesn't have. It's got one set of monkey bars.
technical,
Like there's
the
nothing.
technical side of it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're pretty limited, unfortunately.
Hmm. I don't mean to gloat about my location.
Oh, here we go.
I tell you what, the talent does show because you do see a lot of young talent popping up near these major training facilities, and that isn't by accident. If you look at, I'm going to say myself, Harry Jeffrey, the Young family, Ollie, Oliver Addy, sorry, all of us, and there's probably a ton more that I haven't mentioned, are within an hour of PT Barn, Nuclear, Fit Body Farm, not Fit Body Farm, sorry, I've got confused there. Not an hour between Fit Body Farm, that's for sure. A lot further than that, sorry. But Body Hub is what I meant to say, and places like that. So it clearly does show, I think, having these facilities is a real game changer, because that's the kind of place people first get involved with the sport. So yeah, I'm very grateful for my nearby facilities. So yeah, hopefully in the future we can see more places like in Scotland, of course, Libby, where you live as well. Hopefully, if the sport grows, we'll see more venues pop up and make it more accessible for everyone.
Yeah, we always say this. We always have a wee moan because we're like, if people ever come to Tartan Water or Fit Body Farm and complain that it's too far away, I'm like, well, just think of us.
The other way around.
Anytime we want to race, it's a full weekend.
Yeah.
So
one place I would love to see an obstacle centre is the Lake District.
Yeah. Like anywhere in the north of England.
Because obviously where we are, the Lake District is like just under 3 hours. So it's that, and then Peak District for me is only an hour. But also you get the elevation as well, which is crazy good. Because I've been doing fell races in the Lake District. So I've been doing a fell race season series where there's loads of different ones around the Lake District. And I was thinking the other day, it'd be so good for an obstacle race, for a facility to be there because of the elevation. And it's kind of like in the middle as well for you. It's not, how far is it for you guys from?
Oh, the Lake District's not too bad. You could be in the Lake District in 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be pretty awesome if you had to, like, if somebody wanted to really go for it and say, okay, where could I set up an obstacle facility, but is also basically at the bottom of a range of hills? That'd be pretty, I don't think is there anywhere in the UK that's got that, where it's like, it's literally sits right on the edge of amazing hills or amazing, maybe, I don't know, there must be somewhere that's got good trails around it. If any other facilities get good trails around.
Well, I mean, Scotty takes good pride in being right next to, I think he says it's the tallest point in Essex, but Essex isn't exactly hilly, so I don't think that's much of a milestone. But no, it'd be nice to see something like that, a bit more hills and stuff, elevation, a proper training facility. Yeah,
the good thing about if people do, and other families have done this, coming to Tartan Water or other people, if you come up to Scotland, you could, even if it's not Tartan Water, like you could come up to Fit Body Farm and train with us, and then you're only about 90, no, not even 90, probably about 60 minutes, 75 minutes away from like the Monroes, like where you can go up to, 2,000 or 2,000 feet plus. So you've got a whole range of mountains that are, within a kind of hour and a half. And lots of them. So we did take the Rumble team actually came up here like a couple of years ago, and they actually camped. I don't know if you guys knew this. They actually camped on our front lawn, and then we had them for a training weekend. So we did trained Friday night, trained Saturday, and did time trials on the Saturday, and then we took them and we went up in the mountains on the Sunday. So yeah.
Oh, I've just thought of a good all-round question for everyone here. Which one do you prefer? Hills, like mountainous hills, or flat?
Flat.
Flat.
Incline. It's dragging the breath straight back through me. I can't do it.
Emma, you've not really. How old are you? 13.
Yeah, I'm 13.
Aye, so you've not. Have you been up a Monroe before?
No, I can just imagine how treacherous it is.
So I think once you get a wee bit older, like we definitely do a trip up some hills, and like see when you get a good summer's day, like it is phenomenal. So I think I wouldn't rule it out. Hills can be a concern, but I think if you've got good weather and you've got them on your doorstep, that's one thing we do have almost. I would probably be similar to Emma though, that I'm a better flat runner. Although we've got maybe more hills up here, I've not done enough training on hills. And to be honest, I'm suffering with too many injuries just now. So I'm probably if I'm gonna do well, I'm probably gonna do well in a flatter race.
Yeah.
So
Go on, Finn.
So for myself, I prefer hills as a cross country runner.
Thank God. I thought I was
I-
going to be the only one there.
No, I do love my hills, but in fairness, I do live in the south, so I reckon anyone from Scotland to see our hills and probably laugh at them. They're probably pitiful
Yeah.
in comparison. But yeah, no, I'm a hill runner. I prefer hills. I prefer a bit of excitement of terrain in a course.
yeah. I think for enjoyment, and that, you know, hills are actually better. Obviously, you get the odd race where it's just like you get the odd maybe Spartan sprint race and it's just pure flat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which isn't very exciting.
Yeah, that's not my kind of thing. Obviously, I prefer the hills mainly because I obviously travel quite a lot for my races, and most of the places I travel to are on mountains and hills. So I would prefer the hills. You'd see me more dying more on the flat than the hills.
Yeah. I think I think some of the hill stuff though, it's how much courage you've got on the downhill as well.
Yes.
A massive factor. When if you're quite fearless, then you know you can just go for it. But I've rolled my ankle quite badly before, so I've probably got a slight more apprehension on technical downhill than a younger person who's not nearly broken both their ankles.
No, I'm getting better. I used to be very cautious on downhills, but since I've started doing fell races, it's just kind of opened my eyes up a little bit to okay, the speed they go down. So the fell race I've just done, we had a descent of 1,400, I think it was.
Right.
And it took me, I think it was around about 15 minutes, no, maybe 18 minutes to get down.
Yeah.
The quickest female got down in 8 minutes, and the quickest male got down in 4 minutes.
Gee whiz.
So it was like, okay, they go quite quick up the downhills.
It's insane. You've got to have no total disregard for your personal safety. I think that, by the way, just FYI, we're probably going to start doing some hill reps in the next few weeks.
Seems absolutely thrilled by that, doesn't she?
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Well, we need to get. I mean, Tartan Warrior is not like crazy hilly at all. It's not a crazy hilly course, but there's a little bit of undulation. So yeah, I think we need to get a bit of strength in those legs. So prepare yourself.
Yeah, after my knee injury, I was never really good at hills, so I'm just kind of going to strive and try and get better than I was before, than try and get to where I was before.
Yeah,
because I knew that wasn't very good.
Look after your knees first and foremost. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's it. I don't think I've got any other things to talk about, Finn.
No, neither have I. All my questions are out the window. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping Finn was going to get really passionate or angry about a certain subject, but it's not really come up tonight.
No, it hasn't.
Go on.
We almost got there with medals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel
almost.
like I have listened to a few of you guys' podcasts, and I think I just happened to listen to the one that you were maybe were you having a massive rant about Costa Rica or maybe just
Yes, yeah, that was something.
My, not gonna lie, one of my favorites, because Finn just went, I think it was an hour and a long podcast, and I think Finn was talking for majority of that time. I remember because my dad listens to all of them, and my dad was like, Libby, I only think he got about 4 words in that podcast. I was like, probably.
Oh dear. Well, let's just say if Pfizer can do their job this year, you won't have to hear me shout and scream again. So it's a win-win either way. Surely
with Portugal and Sweden as the host venues this year for the majors, it's got to be better with those federations. Do you think they're going to be on the ball more?
Yeah.
We can only hope. Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for having us on, guys. That was good fun.
Thank you
very
so
much.
much for coming on, and I'm looking forward to it now. I'm very, very excited, and I can't wait to come and race.
Yeah.
But yeah. Thank you so much for coming on. Then go on. You can do the outro as
Shall
always.
I'll sign us off then. So thank you everyone once again for listening to another episode of Pint-Sized OCR. Please do remember you can sign up for the Patreon of UK OCR. That gives you all of your favourite podcasts. You won't have just to listen to both me and Libby. You can listen to other podcasters you might or might not prefer. But hopefully you don't prefer them to us because we should be your favourites. But anyway, thank you very much once again everyone. Hope you enjoyed this Scottish special and hope to see you very soon at Tartan Warrior or listening once again in the near future. That's all for now. Goodbye.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much for listening, and see you later.
Thank you for listening to Pint-Sized OCR, produced and presented by UK OCR. If you like what you hear, please subscribe or leave us a review. And you can even get your parents to join our Patreon train so you can get your podcasts earlier than everyone else.
So alive, make it last for